Okay, hey folks, my name is Nathan Lane. I am the Executive Director for the Thompson Rivers University Students Union. If you were in the building yesterday or a candidate in the election, you will know that yesterday, today, and tomorrow there are forums for the True Sioux election. Basically, the forum will work as follows. Today it will be for all the constituency representatives. Every constituency representative was given the opportunity to appear today. We will read out the names of all the candidates. There will be questions from the electoral committee for the candidates, and then we will take questions from the floor. We are recording the debate. If you're trying to follow the live stream, we're actually not streaming it live right now. We'll be posting it a little later today. So with that being said, we will get right to it and call up the candidate for the position of Indigenous Students Representative, Leslie Campbell. So Leslie is the only candidate for that position, so she'll face a yes/no ballot, and she'll have 1 minute for opening remarks.
Alrighty, Waiko Kwaitap, Lawiktaman, Pintasik, Leslie Campbell in Squest. Hello everyone, it's good to see you all today. My name is Leslie Campbell and I'll be running for the position of Indigenous Rep. I would like to start off by acknowledging that our lovely campus is situated in the unceded territory of the Secwepemc Nation. I'm a guest at Secwepemc Ulu and I'm honored to be welcomed here today. I look forward to running with the Progressive Student Advocates and I'm happy for the opportunity to represent TRU's Indigenous community while working as a proud ally to TRU's LGBTQ+ and other minority communities. I believe that both my experience as an Aboriginal peer mentor here on campus and as a member at large on the Equity Committee this past year make me an opportune candidate for the position of Indigenous Representative, and that my goals of creating a more accepting, enriching, and diverse campus will help me to be active in my role on the Equity Committee and on the Board of Directors.
Okay, so since you're the only one, we'll give you a second to compose yourself for the first question, which is, what is the most pressing issue affecting Indigenous students on campus? And you'll have 1 minute and 30 seconds to respond. Don't feel rushed, because normally you would have a little bit of time. So the question is, what is the most pressing issue affecting Indigenous students on campus?
My main focus this year is to create a better connection between True Sioux and the Aboriginal Student Services on campus so that we can work together on improving Indigenous life here on campus. To provide the opportunity for non-Indigenous peoples to feel welcomed in learning and experiencing First Nations culture and histories, whether that's through taking Indigenous-based courses, joining the Soup Circle at the Gathering Place, or by chatting with one of our elders, they really love to share their stories, or by coming out to TRU's traditional powwow. I feel that interaction between the Indigenous community and non-Indigenous community is really important in enriching campus as a whole.
Okay, so the second question from the electoral committee is, what do you think is the role of the True Sioux Indigenous Students Representative in the university's plan for truth and reconciliation? To repeat the question, what do you think is the role of the True Sioux Indigenous Students Representative in the university's plans for truth and reconciliation?
By creating an easy access platform for Indigenous students to connect with Aboriginal Student Service on campus in order to ensure that they're being supported in ways that work best for them. So by helping create awareness about Indigenous histories, cultures, and current issues, and courses being offered here at TRU, Indigenous students and non-Indigenous students are able to access resources that are intended to supplement the existing services that are offered already here at TRU. And by using place-based knowledge, languages, and practices that are reflected in the localized delivery of Indigenized learning resources.
Okay, so that is the two questions from the Electoral Committee. We will now take any questions from the floor for the position of Indigenous Students Representative. Okay, seeing none, Leslie, you'll have 1 minute for closing remarks.
Thank you all for your time. I'm excited to be part of such an amazing and diverse group of students running alongside me with PSA. We want to make sure that everyone at TRU is included regardless of race, sexual orientation, gender, age, or ethnicity. In conclusion, in my position of Indigenous representative, I hope to consult with and work with minority groups to tackle equality issues and create a more multicultural campus. Through cultural awareness, interaction, and education with a special regard to our Indigenous community. If you have any more questions, please feel free to check out our Facebook page, The Progressive Student Advocates, or email us for more information. Good luck to my fellow candidates. Yurik Chukchachum. Thank you very much. Mawik Dolman.
Okay, so just a reminder one last time, for all of the positions where there is only one candidate, be a committee or a constituency representative, the members will be given a yes, no on the ballot. And we will move on to the next position here today. So that will be the position of graduate students representative. There are two candidates for the position of graduate student representative, Olamide Adewale and Paul Oki. Could they please come to the stage? Paul is unable to make it today as he's ill, so we will go through the same process. You will have 1 minute for opening remarks.
Thanks, Nathan. Hi guys, I would like to acknowledge I'm speaking on the unceded traditional territory of Secwepemik First Nation. My name is Olumide and I'm super excited to be running for the position of graduate representative. I'm overwhelmingly proud to be part of the slate, Progressive Student Advocate, a slate full of 19 representatives. I'm a graduate of the MBA, I am a student of the MBA program. I have volunteered in the BC MBA Games and a proud member of the Student Caucus. I enjoy listening to my colleagues and having a chat about campus life and graduate issues. This year, the University Affairs Committee has set goals to campaign against increases in international student tuition, work with campus administrative to increase study space, improve course offering, make changes to on-campus parking experience. I intend to represent the graduate studies on key issues like co-op options, course scheduling, and making sure they are involved in campus activities. Thank you.
Okay, so the first question for the graduate students representative is, what is the most pressing issue facing graduate students on campus?
Thanks for that question. In my opinion, the most pressing issue for graduate students would be the availability of co-op options. As you may know, we do not have co-op availability for graduate students. I think it's only available to undergraduate students. And I believe co-op is really necessary because it helps us ease our way into the workforce. Because how are we supposed to know what is expected of us in the workforce if we do not have an idea? Most of us are fresh out of college, and we really do not have an idea. Another thing would be financial help. Graduate students, we do not have financial help. We're hoping to tackle that. Then scheduling, course scheduling is very important. Some of our classes are late at night, especially financial courses. How we're supposed to concentrate is pretty late. Another thing is the use of external course applications like courses that are not provided by TRU. An example would be, I can't remember it right now, but I know I had to pay $100 for a course, and it's not necessary, in my opinion. So those are the kind of things I feel like they're pressing, and we need to tackle that as graduate representative.
Okay, the second question is more specific to TRUSU. How can the union improve its support to graduate students?
Thank you. Now that you know the pressing issues, the way you could help us as the student union is to help tackle this. Do not make our experience in TRU as cumbersome. I would prefer a more integrated study life where I could come to school and I do not have to pay for extra fees, or my class is not at 7 p.m., my finance class, or my lecturer is not boring. it can't help you, but I'm saying if TRUSU can help us tackle this issue, it would make it more integrated and helpful, I guess.
Okay, we will now take questions from the floor for the position of graduate students representative. Okay, seeing none, we will now go to 1 minute of closing remarks.
Okay, thanks for listening today and coming out. I'm super excited to be part of this slate that has such a strong and diverse mix. As you can see, we are all full from different races, sexuality, gender, and ethnicity. I believe we are ready to take the challenge of providing students with the representation that they deserve. So to summarize, in my position as the graduate representative with the University Affairs Committee, I hope to advocate for changes on issues regarding international student tuition, study space, graduate issues like co-op and course offering on campus. If you have any questions, please feel free to check out our Facebook page on Progressive Student Advocate. Walk up to me after the forum. I would like to have a chat with you. Email us for more information. And please remember, voting starts March 18. Thank you.
Okay, so as I mentioned, there will be 2 candidates for the position of graduate students representative, and we will move on to the LGBTQ plus representative. Could I please call to the stage Dallas Odson? So Dallas, you'll have 1 minute for opening remarks, and then we will go through 2 questions from the Electoral Committee.
Okay, thank you, Nathan. I'd like to thank everyone for coming out today and for everyone who's helping putting on the event. And I'd like to acknowledge that we are currently on the unceded territory of the Sequoia people. I've really gotten to work at TRUSU for the last year, and it's been such a rewarding experience for me. I've got to show how important it is to represent people regardless of ethnicity, gender identity, and specifically in regards to me, sexual orientation. I think it's a really awesome opportunity to get to be able to speak for my community, and I'm really glad that you are all giving me the opportunity to do that. So thank you so much.
Okay, so the first question from the Electoral Committee is, what is the most pressing issue facing LGBTQ2S plus students on campus?
Yeah, so right now I think the most pressing issue for LGBT people on campus is the lack of community. We have a TRU Pride Club run through TRUSU right now, but I think there could be a lot more work to be done in regards to just connecting people and making sure that there's a network of advocacy for people who identify as LGBTQ, just to make sure that everyone has a voice and everyone is represented and everyone gets to know the other LGBT people on campus. I think that's a primary concern of mine for sure.
Okay, so the second question from the Electoral Committee is, how do you think TRU could improve support/services to those who identify as LGBTQ plus?
For sure. So this past year, we've actually done a lot of work. Just recently, we got a transgender bathroom, or no gender bathroom, put into Old Main. So that's really awesome. And I think we could continue work like that, just in regards to advocacy, like a transgender bathroom in every single building on campus. More work with the Kamloops Pride Society, and just working to sort of make sure that everyone's represented and that everyone's looked after in regards to TRUSU. And I think the most important thing we can do in regards to that is sort of just represent everyone and make sure that everyone has a voice to say what they need to say. Yeah.
Okay, so that's the 2 questions from the Electoral Committee. Are there any questions from the floor? Okay, seeing none, you will have 1 minute for closing remarks.
Okay, so awesome. Thank you guys for coming out and letting me speak today. I think really what we need to focus on is making sure that there's a safe, inclusive, and diverse TRU that we can all go to school at every single day. I think everyone deserves to have a place that they don't have to worry about who they are in regards to their gender identity or their sexual orientation, and they can meet other people and get the same university experience regardless of who they are as a person. I'm super excited that I have the opportunity to do this, and I really look forward to assist in raising awareness for all disadvantaged groups, not just the LGBT, but Indigenous people living on campus, women on campus, and yeah, I'm super excited to work with everyone, and thank you guys.
Okay, thank you, Dallas. So, as we mentioned before, Dallas is the only candidate standing for the position of LGBTQ plus representative. So, Dallas will face a yes/no ballot in the upcoming election. We'll now call up to the stage the candidates for the position of visible minorities representative, Dipinder Bal, Earl Bellagio, and Elma Masiha. Okay, so it will be the same format. We'll start with 1 minute opening remarks, and Alma, you will be first.
Hello, everyone. Thanks for coming here. My name is Elma Masiha, and I am running for the position of visible minorities from my slate, PSA, Progressive Student Advocates. I would like to acknowledge that I am speaking on the unceded territory of the Sequebe people. I would also take pride and like to say that I am true supporter of the LGBTQ+ and Indigenous community, as well as the other oppressed communities at TRU. I respect and support all the acts and events brought up on behalf of them and on their promotion. For example, the Indian Horse movie, which was done by the Equity Committee for the Right of Right, and the SRP program, which is the Student Refugee program we had last semester. I am currently a second-year business student in TRU, as well as the cultural secretary from the Trusi Bangladesh Club. I am running for the electoral position of visible minorities because I want to be part of the planning and implementing equity initiatives to end systems and structures of oppressing that are faced by Indigenous people, LGBTQ+ community, women, and visible minorities. It is my hope to be able to help facilitate this pursuit here at TRU. Thank you, and I welcome all questions around.
And there'll be 1 minute of opening remarks from Dipinder. Go ahead.
Hey everyone, thank you for coming. Thank you, Nathan. My name is Dipinder Bal. I'm a first-year Bachelor's of Science student working towards my major in mathematics. I have a great passion for connecting different cultures, different people, and I feel like this platform can allow me to do so. And I'm very excited for this opportunity. Thank you.
Okay, so the first question for the candidates for the position of visible minorities representative, Dipinder, you'll be first, and it is, what is the most pressing issue facing visible minority students on campus?
So I feel like I've been here for 2 semesters already, and there's a great culture going on the campus, but I feel like there's not enough collaboration between students, and I feel like there's certain barriers preventing cultures from connecting and collaborating to take the educational experience to the next level. So I want to work towards eliminating those barriers and enhancing student educational experience on this campus. Thank you.
So as a visible minority, the most pressing issue that I feel here as an international student, I've been here for more than 2 years now, and for international students, which are the visible minorities here, I feel the international tuition fees is the most thing to be concerned about. There's little to no, nothing we can do about it, but only thing we can do about is set a limitation. There is a limit for the tuition fees of the domestic students here, but there is none for the international students. So as the government wants, they can keep on increasing it since there's no limit. So we have some campaigns going on right now from the other committee, which have been running pretty well. And I, as a representative right now, would be really looking forward to working in to set a limitation for the visible minorities as the international students here in Canada. Thank you.
Okay, so the second question for the candidates of visible minorities representative is, name a visible minority constituency on campus and how you might work to support them if you're elected. And this time you'll be first.
There are a lot of campaigns going on campus about the institutes which we on. Some of the institutes that we're carrying on here are the one of the events from the Indigenous Committee, which was the Indian Horse movie that the other committee did last year. And one of the important thing is the SRP program, the Student Refugee Program. We see a lot of troubles that the refugee students come across, and being very lucky, we can contribute a lot to them. I have myself signed up to give a part of my tuition fees for the Student Refugee Program last year, and I am so proud about it. I would love to carry on with this good work and encourage a lot of students ahead to work according with this.
So, as you guys know, International Days is going on currently, and it's a very big event right now. And I feel like right now it's just cultures representing. What I would feel like to see is everybody being there, being part of other cultures, experiencing culture rather than just being a showcase of their own culture. And this collaboration can enhance perspectives among students and really appreciate and work together with other students. Thank you.
Okay, so that is the two questions for the position of visible minorities representative from the Electoral Committee. I'll now take any questions from the floor. Okay. Oh, sorry. Yes, go ahead. Oh, sorry. Your candidates are not eligible to ask questions. Sorry. I'm sure they'd be happy to chat with you after the forum. Any other questions? Okay, seeing none, we'll now go to 1 minute closing remarks. And Deepinder, you will go first this time.
So I feel like this platform is a great opportunity for me, and by educating and creating awareness about different groups, different cultures, we can really enhance the educational experience, also perspectives among students that will be lasting experience even after their educational experience over here. And I wish to use this to the best of my ability to work with students and help them in the best of their possibility. Thank you.
Thank you all for your time and patience. I'm really excited to be running from a diverse group like PSA, and we want to make sure that everyone is included regardless of race, sexuality, gender, ethnicity. I absolutely believe that we are ready to take on challenge of providing students with representatives they need. To summarize, in my position of visible minorities, I hope to consult and work with minority groups on campus to tackle equality issues and create more multicultural campus. I'm planning on putting more efforts to bring up events like Right for Right, Pride Parade, the movie The Indian Horse that we did and the SRP celebrate positive changes to show that progress is possible. If you have any more questions, please feel free to check out our Facebook pages. Thank you.
Okay, that is the end of that position. So there will be 3 candidates that appear on the ballot, and the members will be eligible to select one. For candidates that are coming up for the upcoming remaining two. We've had a few comments that it's hard to hear you, so please make sure you're enunciating into the mic. You don't have to lean right into it, but please make sure you're speaking loudly so that we can pick you up in the recording and also that people in the building can hear you. So we will now call up the candidates for the position of Women Students Representative. If you could please come to the stage. The candidates are Mackenzie Francoeur and Sukhpal Kaur. Calling one more time, Mackenzie Francoeur and Sukhpal Kaur. Okay, Mackenzie, you'll have 1 minute for opening remarks.
Okay. Good? Okay. Hi, everyone. Thank you for being here today. My name is Mackenzie Francoeur, and I am running for the position of Women's Representative with my team, the Progressive Student Advocates. I would like to start my messages by recognizing that this event is taking place on the traditional and unceded territory of the Tk'emlúps to Secwepemc people. I would also like to say that I am proud in my identity as a woman and as an ally to the LGBTQ+ and Indigenous communities, as well as all other oppressed communities here at TRU. I'm currently a second-year science student and a member-at-large on the incumbent TRUSU Equity Committee, as well as a certified TEFL instructor. I'm running for this elected position of Women's Representative because I'm extremely passionate about a universal accessibility to education. I believe that every single woman and societally oppressed person should have a complete and absolute opportunity to pursue a higher education. It is my hope to help facilitate this pursuit here at TRU. Thank you, and I welcome all questions.
Okay, so the first question from the Electoral Committee is, what is the most pressing issue affecting students who identify as women on campus?
All right. Well, first of all, thank you for the question. Honestly, I think the most pressing issue for women on campus is generally just representation. Although I do believe that TRU is a genuinely welcoming and inclusive campus, it is important to represent women in all faculties, services, and departments on campus, as well as all communities on campus. There are so many types of women here at TRU. We come from all races, all ages, all abilities, all socioeconomic classes, and all sexualities. As we make up approximately half the campus, it is important to provide equitable opportunity for success and for a high quality of life. By providing increased representation to women in graduate studies fields, women in STEM programs, women in just genuinely like male-dominated fields, we will continue to challenge gender barriers, providing women an absolute opportunity for success in their area of expertise. I think that TRU and TRUSU alike can help increase representation and advocacy for women by striving for equity and not just equality. Yeah, thank you very much.
Okay, so the second question from the Electoral Committee for the position of Women's Representative is, how do you think TRU could improve supports or services to those who identify as women?
Okay. I actually think I kind of set myself up nicely here. So I want to share an analogy that I've recently come to understand in my sociology class about the difference between equality and equity. Imagine you are attending a sit-down dinner or conference or whatever, and everyone is just given a plate of food. It's the same plate, it's the same food for every single person. That is equality. Now imagine you attend a sit-down dinner with open-style buffet that provides food for people with diverse nutritional backgrounds and just general like dietary restrictions. That is equity. And I think that that's something that we need to strive for here at TRU, because I have no doubt in my mind that TRU does provide an equal opportunity for women and men. However, I think that there is work that can be done as far as providing equity for women, providing that extra that extra amount of services and resources for women to have a high quality of life and a high quality of success in their studies. And I think that's something that I would like to represent here at TRU next year. Thank you.
Okay, we will now take questions from the floor for the position of Women Students Representative. Are there any questions for the candidates? Okay, seeing none, you'll have 1 minute for closing remarks.
All right, so I just want to thank everyone for being here today. I want to thank the TRU Students Union for facilitating this election and just for everything they do for students on campus. I want to thank all the candidates for their participation, especially my opposition, Sue Paul, for providing such a unique and powerful perspective on behalf of women at TRU. I just want to say that as a woman, I look forward to empowering women, supporting women, and representing women this year within the TRU Students Union. I'm excited to be given the opportunity to provide my ideas and insight to represent students here at TRU. If elected, I promise to utilize all resources and services in order to enhance the quality of life for students. With my team, the Progressive Student Advocates, I will advocate for both local and global inequities to be resolved. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate to reach out to my team. We promise to prioritize your concerns and look forward to consulting students on all equity service and equity advocacy issues. Thank you for coming. Please feel free to follow us on social media.
Okay, and lastly, we will call up the candidates. For the position of Women's Representative, there will be 2 candidates available on the ballot next week in voting. For the last constituency position, we'll call up the candidates for International Students Representative. The candidates are Hemanth Anil, Shravani Kukuru, and Raj Soni. Could Hemanth Anil, Shravani Kukuru, and Raj Soni please make their way to the stage? Come on up. Okay, last call. Okay, so you will have 1 minute for opening remarks.
Hello everyone, I'm Hemanth Anil. I'm a third-year comm science student, so it's my first time going for this election. Really excited about it. So being here for 3 years, I've worked with different people from different backgrounds. So I've seen some problems, and what I can do is just give some suggestions to Shusu being elected. If elected, I probably will work on some of my procedures, my thinkings, and yeah, really looking forward for this. Well, thank you.
So as I said to the other candidates, feel free to not be rushed since you're the only one. But the second question for you is, what is the most pressing issue affecting international students on campus? And you'll have 1 minute and 30 seconds.
Well, that's a really good question. At the same time, we all know what's the issue. I believe it's the tuition fee. What I can tell is tuition fee is something we cannot expand. That we cannot reduce it. Let's be real, because the TRU is one of the affordable universities in Canada, and I believe we cannot reduce it. But what we can do for international students is bring more bursaries and scholarship. Currently, if you look at the list, it's more for the domestic students, but as one of the graduates said, for the graduates, I don't believe there's more scholarships and funding. So I guess if the TRU can bring something, bring for bursaries or scholarship, that will be a motivation for international students, to work more. And that's it.
And the second question for the position of International Students Representative is, internationalization is clearly an important part of TRU's planning. What do you think are the most important aspects TRU should consider in internationalizing our campus?
That's a really good question. So I believe international, it's more about the diversity. Like you're kind of bringing something from another country and trying to implement, and it's more of sharing ideas and bringing all the suggestions. Because look after 25 years, like even the product of Apple, it's not just one guy's idea, but you're kind of bringing everyone's opinion, ideas. You're bringing together and giving the best results. So what GRU does is bringing more international students. That way, you're expressing your ideas, and at the same time, create a better result. So people have a broader mind and thinking about it. And because in the future world, that's what we need. We need to focus on the community to enhance the better community. So I believe bringing diversity to the university, or let's say to everywhere, will be much better. And that's all.
Okay, so that is all the questions from the Electoral Committee. Are there any questions from the floor for the position of International Students Representative? Okay, seeing none, you'll have 1 minute for closing remarks.
Well, thank you so much for being here, and I would like to thank everyone for giving me a platform to talk about it. It's been 3 years, and I've been wanting to put this to everyone. So even if I'm not elected, I'm really happy for everyone. I share my thoughts, even like other competitors in here, but still I would like to know more about their ideas, because for me it's not winning the election, but more about seeing what we have to represent for the students and for the upcoming students too. And I'm really excited about it, and good luck for the other competitors too. Thank you so much.
Okay, so that is all the constituency representative positions. So just to recap, for the position of Indigenous representative, there will be one candidate, Leslie Campbell, who will face a yes/no ballot. For the position of LGBTQ plus representative, one candidate, Dallas Odson, who will face a yes/no ballot. For the position of visible minorities representative, there will be 3 candidates, one to be selected, Deepinder Bal, Earl Bellagio, and Elma Mashiha. For the position of women's representative, there are 2 candidates with one to be selected, Mackenzie Francoeur and Sukhpal Kaur. And for the position of graduate students representative, there are 2 candidates, Olamide Adewale and Paul Oki, with one to be selected. For the position of international students representative, there are 3 candidates with one to be selected, Hemanth Anil, Shravani Kakuru, Raj Soni. So just a couple of logistical announcements. You'll note that not all of the candidates chose to participate in the forum here today. If you're looking for information about all the candidates, the Student Union has compiled a photo and a biography of all of the candidates running in the election, which is available at trusu.ca. So feel free to go there and take a look. The second logistical announcement is that we will be back here again tomorrow at 12 noon for the committee representatives forum. So if you're interested in asking any questions of those seeking to be elected as committee representatives, we will see you here tomorrow at 12 noon. The one other item I wanted to note is that, as we mentioned earlier, we were not able to live stream the forum, so we have recorded it and we will be posting it as soon as that's possible. There's an issue going on with Facebook that's affecting a number of users. As soon as we're able to post that today, we will post the forum in full. And then my last plug to you is, don't forget, March 18th to March 22nd is voting for the election. Every single member of the Student Union will receive a ballot directly emailed to them, which includes a registration code that they need to use to vote. We really encourage you all to take the time to make a selection on the upcoming Board of Directors, and voting will run from March 18th to March 22nd. Thank you, and see you all tomorrow.